Hello, 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 and welcome back to Sovil, playing as the captain on the human faction, and it's difficulty 5, so the enemies come back after routing. And then let's upgrade some of this stuff real quick. Let's go over here to the camp, get some more replenishment. Let's level up some more as well. So yeah, finally getting the knights back to where they were previously. Let's go some more units. Even... oh no, this is a different guy. But I can get him more attacks, can't I? Yeah, I can. So yeah, the previous guy has like 8 attacks, so that's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. 8 attacks on the human, very powerful. Let's do these 2 fights and then we'll move up. And then to the Act 2 boss. Okay, excellent. So the enemies have a lot of these gyrocopters. Okay, that's interesting. So I'm gonna pass some turns. I'm gonna see what happens. These guys, these miners got blasting charges, that's really interesting. Pass some more turns. He didn't fire on me. Why is that? But I'm not going to complain. Very happy. Oof. Flame breath. No, not flame breath, but fire. Technically it's steam, but it has the effect of a fire attack. Go over here and do something like this. Casually shoot these guys. Hopefully that deals enough to get rid of them. Oh, unfortunately it's not enough. Oof. -2 because these guys got defense. Yep, there we go. Now what do I want to do? I want to move to the side slightly. Maybe not. I was planning on attacking from the sides, and I could, you know, attack the dwarf miners afterwards, because I'll be over here and I'll be facing this way. Yeah, the blasting charges are quite scary, so it's something to look out for. I wanted to talk about a bit on Helldivers situation. Everyone knows the game Helldivers. So the game developers, they've been balancing the game, and it's been a bit iffy the way that they've been balancing it. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I played a game that's very similar. It's called Vermintide. It's where you play as a group of people in Fantasy Warhammer, and yeah, basically the whole point is that you go and you kill a bunch of, you know, Chaos Warriors, and you go and kill Marauders and, you know, Skaven and stuff like that. So that's what you do in Vermintide, and it's like, you know, a melee game, so you use melee weapons to deal damage and stuff like that. And it's very similar in that it's PvE. It's player versus environment, and yeah. I can tell you for a fact that the game is most definitely not balanced and weapons are better than others. But at no point in the game's development where the game developers were like, we're nerfing a weapon because it's too strong. You know, they have tweaked abilities and things like that, but at no point did they actually nerf the weapons. And part of the reason because that is because it's a PvE game. You're supposed to be kind of like this overpowered guy that's running around, you know, killing a bunch of, you know, enemies in a horde style game. So I feel like that's where, you know, Helldivers goes wrong, because it's basically very identical in terms of what you're doing. But the game devs for Helldivers for some reason decided that, you know, the game is all about balance in a PvE horde shooter compared to, you know, a PvE hack and slash, which is, you know, a Vermintide. Vermintide 2 specifically, because there's Vermintide 1 and there's Vermintide 2 as well. So there's 2 different games, both of which are quite good, but Vermintide 2 is a bit more polished. It's a 4-player co-op. Again, slightly different from it's slightly different from Vermintide 1, which had 5 players. They make a few jokes in Vermintide 2 that it's, you know, the Ubersreich 5. There's only like 4 people on the map at any one time. So yeah. Hopefully that gets rid of the flying machine. Yep, there we go. Nice. Helldivers has this problem where they nerf things for no reason. Instead of making stronger enemies, or instead of increasing the quantity of enemies, they just nerf the actual players, which kind of defeats the whole point of the game, doesn't it? You're playing for the fun, not because you want a balanced experience. If you wanted a balanced experience, then you would obviously play a PvP game. So that's really interesting. How, you know, how one game can succeed, but then another game, which had a lot of potential and started off, you know, almost the same. I guess Helldivers is really similar to Darktide in that sense, where Darktide is also a you know, PvE shooter. Because yeah, Darktide is made by the same developers, Fat Shack, like the ones that made Vermintide 2 specifically, and yeah, they have this bit of a theme going on with the horde shooters. Helldivers blew up. Meanwhile, Darktide is getting a lot of criticism for the fact that the game released, and it was a substantial downgrade from Vermintide. Part of the problem was it had a bunch of skins that you could buy there was almost no gameplay, because Vermintide had a lot of like weapon customization, and Darktide came out with almost zero weapon customization, almost zero, you know, player customization and stuff like that. That's why it got so much criticism for the game. But Darktide and yeah, Darktide failed because it released without enough content, and because it had quite a high bar to reach because of Vermintide 2. But the reason why Helldivers failed was because the game developers quite literally sabotaged themselves by making senseless updates that fixed absolutely nothing. So that was the problem with Helldivers. You know, because, you know, the first thing that I saw when the game started getting nerfs was, why was it getting nerfs? It's a PvE game. And I just really don't understand that. It just doesn't really make much sense. Like, even if something's in the character roster overpowered, if they're that overpowered that they deserve a nerf, then that's fine. But then you saw some other things get nerfed, and then some other things get nerfed. And that's a bit crazy in my personal opinion, you know. Clearly something doesn't seem to be working out if you're always nerfing something else after nerfing some, you know, the previous thing. Usually when like Vermintide nerfed something, it was because it was just outrageous. But while I started playing the game like 2 years ago, I don't think they've nerfed a single character ability. Instead, they've buffed them or reworked them, because there were quite a few abilities that nobody used. So that's the only thing that happened, really. And yeah, obviously there was one character that got released that could summon the undead as well. It was like a separate character ability line for the mage. And yeah, that's the only thing that happened, really. And I don't think they've had all that many nerfs. If anything, they've had buffs, I guess, because they've had to rework a few of the weaker abilities. So why Helldivers is nerfing their game is, you know, beyond me. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, once is fine, but when it starts becoming, you know, not systematic, but once it starts becoming a habit, that's when you know something is going terribly wrong, because you just shouldn't be nerfing things so much. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, additional gold. I'll take additional gold. Why not? Should have probably taken the wounds, shouldn't I? Plus 5 units. Yeah, sure, why not? More units. Nice. Increase skill so that we get more hits off. Nice. Plus 1 to skill, which is really useful for the halberds. Ignores penalties to morale. That'll be very strong. Or I could increase the skill. I'll go with skill. Yeah, if they get surrounded, they're going to die anyway. And they got pretty good morale anyway, so not all that important. Going to put this Knight Commander on the side along with the Imperial Knights, everything like this. Kiting with the Imperial Light Cavalry. Okay, after passing a bunch of turns, I'm going to first deal with this side, simply because it's easier to deal with it. I could do some of this, and I could hitting on 3 pluses, and then get rid of an entire unit like that. Yeah, and then I can also do a rear charge. I think that's a rear charge, or it could just be no charge whatsoever. Yeah, I don't mind the Raptor Riders charging into me. Might move my Lord back slightly. I don't want him to engage just yet. How do I do this? I want to not engage with these guys, but I want to attack him. So there we go. Prevent him from charging, but let myself charge him. That's what I want to do. Oof, there we go. Only lost 1. That's perfectly fine. Worst case scenario, I charged that guy next turn. So, you know, he kind of made himself a target. Perfectly fine by me. Stop these guys. And yeah, the Flame Lizard is just barely out of range to use this Fire Breath. That's perfectly fine. Charge the Lizard. Yeah, I'll charge the Lizard. Charge this guy on the side and then charge this Fire Lizard. Let the Raptor Riders attack the Halberds. They're not going to do too well against them. I know for a fact that the Halberds are going to do very well against the Raptor Riders, simply because of their skill. Oof, there goes the ability. Plus 1 power. Warcry. I'll use this, which gives them additional attacks. I don't really need to use rerolls, do I? No. I feel like rerolls is unnecessary. I'll like the Pterodons. They can attack me, so then I get them out of the way. Give everyone plus 1 power battle score, so then it evens things out. Oh, the Pterodons decided to avoid me. Well, I didn't expect that. Come on, I expected the Pterodons to attack me, not to avoid me. Let's see, 10 to 5. Yeah, that's what I mean. Absolutely demolished. Let's see, this. Yeah, these guys should also be absolutely demolished. Yep, nice. Demolish the Fire Lizard. Demolish the enemy Warlord. Come on, demolish this guy as well. They didn't demolish him, but they're still in melee. Oof, this is a bit awkward because I'm going to get charged by everyone, aren't I? Okay, that's perfectly fine. I can move these guys around the side and charge in. Maybe even charge this guy in the back. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Let them charge into me. Yeah, the Halberds would do well with the Triceratops. Nice to do that. Then, yeah, they're going to continue routing. because he just took so many attacks. I can charge these guys in the back. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I'll activate this. I should have activated it first, but I wasn't expecting the lizard to actually survive. Like 4 attacks plus the griffin with 3 attacks. Yeah, it's a bit late now. And it survived the morale check. That's perfectly nice. They should finish off the raptors. Just barely. Ooh, no. They just routed. Luckily outside of their charge range, but if those guys continue charging them down, they will charge them in the back. Okay, let's do this. Let's see how this goes. Maybe I should have continued letting those guys rout rather than bringing them. Who knows? Because they, yeah, if they continue routing, they could have escaped, but because I brought them back, they're going to get charged in the back now. Probably not a great move. I should have probably let them continue routing. My bad. Yeah, I make a few mistakes every now and then. These guys now deleted. Nice. Then let's see how the halberds do. And the halberds did quite a bit. That's very nice. And now my lord can come in and attack from behind. Yeah, I'll attack them from behind so then they can't retaliate. Come on, these guys, I destroyed everything except for, you know, these guys and the Triceratops. So are those guys really the only ones keeping me here? Just a single unit of three Raptor Riders. That's a bit crazy. Or 5. I guess it's 5. Yeah, they're not coming back. Yeah, getting double ones on morale is very difficult. Oh, there we go. They're routing this turn. I can skip through this. So yeah, a bit easier because this is a normal battle rather than an elite fight. So let's see what we have in the shop. We could probably take a cannon, or I can take a new retinue. I feel like I don't want to leave my current retinue. I'm quite happy with him. Where's my other lord? Yeah, he doesn't have the best upgrades. Kind of like a downgrade from my current lord. But I'll take the cannon, and I obviously can upgrade it. Yeah, I'll take the bonus. +1. Yeah, sure, why not? Get an additional attack, I guess. Oh, I did reroll missed attacks, don't I? I'll take another one defense for the Imperial Swords, and reroll on discipline tests. That should do them good. I was too broke to upgrade that bomb upgrade for the cannons, so it doesn't really matter. And everyone else gets healed up. And there's no point in leveling up anymore. Let's see, something immediate, something preferable. +1 skill. On this guy, I'll pick +1 skill. Oh, I forgot to change the Imperial Knights layout. Ooh, they got a lot of cannons. I'll try to move these guys up here. See what happens. Yeah, this guy is dangerous because he has his rerolls. See if I can get rid of this cannon. Come on. Nice. Wow, that's very lucky. Very, very lucky indeed. I passed some turns. They're going to be charging me, so I probably should charge them back. I'm going to keep these guys here for now. I don't think the cannon has range on me. No, I'm too far away. Yeah, the cannon can shoot like halfway across the map, or maybe like 3/4 of it. But that's a bit too far even for a cannon. I can move this guy up, I guess. But I know that the cannon immediately moves after all the infantry finish their moving, so that's something that I need to look out for. Dragon is quite scary. It's much stronger than Griffin. Something for me to think about. Okay, right, so while I'm here I also want to kind of know what the people's opinion is on long format videos. So if you want to see more of those, or if you want to see shorter videos, you know, stuff like, you know, breaking Act 1 of Sovel into 2 parts. Because, you know, some people like the long form content, some people dislike it. So I just want to know if people want to see more of that or less of that. Right then, that's nice, I did that. And I'm gonna shoot these guys as well, finish them off. But these dwarf warriors, quite good on the saves as well. So yeah, I'm gonna try to move past them. I don't know how good that will be. Probably get shot by the cannon anyway. Maybe the cannon can't shoot because of the Inferno cannon. Oh, there we go. Let's see. And I killed his lord. Nice. The dragon's getting rerolls and it failed its rerolls, so now it's routing off the field. Cool. Let's see how this goes. And then, because we got rerolls and they don't. Oof, they got quite lucky, eh? But yeah, I was thinking about, because usually Act 1 of Sovel is like 30 minutes after editing it, of all, you know, the filler stuff. So I was wondering if people actually like to watch, you know, long videos like that. They prefer something shorter. So apart from getting a bit unlucky with the Elf Lancers, I feel like we're doing quite well. All things considered. The Inferno Cannon is blocking the Dwarf Cannon, so it's kind of preventing us from being attacked. These guys, they don't have blasting charges, which I'm quite surprised by. Again, something very rarely that you ever see, because most of the time you see blasting charges. So very rare to see them without blasting charges. They're going to avoid me. I'm going to probably try to charge into the back of those dwarf miners, then they don't charge my cannon. Although I don't know how useful that will be. Maybe I can just continue on a rampage against the enemy cannons. Yeah, let's do that anyway. I don't really need my own cannon. The fact that it's distracting a single unit is good enough for me. This guy's going to use his shield, isn't he? Going to be difficult to deal with. Come on. Oh, they're still in. And they got 0 hits on me. Let's see. Killed the Lord. And yeah, that's it. At least we're not routing. Let's see how well we do. They got quite a few hits off and we're routing. Oof, unfortunate. I think that's... yeah, we're gone. That's what I was afraid of. Charge in there, do a charge into the cannons, and then yeah, go on a rampage against the cannons for a few turns, that's for sure. Oh, at least these guys are backing off. They're not planning on attacking the Imperial Knights in the side. I don't know what the chariot just did. It did a bit of a drift there. Did a bit of a donut. Yeah. Oh, it's a draw. Yeah, those the dwarf infantry, especially those deep guard, very strong in general, as always. Route, yep, nice, it's routed now. I could charge these guys again. The other cannon. And yeah, my cannon immediately died. Bit unfortunate, but to be expected. It's going quite well. They still have a lot of units though, these dwarf veterans and then the miners as well, which can definitely pose a problem. Especially if we can't get rid of the deep guard, because the deep guard are also a problem by themselves. They're quite strong. And then, yeah, well done. The halberds, proving their worth. And then getting rid completely of the chariot. And getting rid of fully of this cannon, maybe? Yep, there we go, routed. Nice. Plan is to hopefully shoot these guys in the back and then maybe next turn charge the deep guard. We'll have to see. Yeah, the deep guard are definitely scary. Shoot. Let's see how many we can get rid of. A few. Not too many, but that's definitely worth it in my opinion. And these guys just ignoring these halberds for no reason. I don't know why. They really should be looking after them, especially considering they're going to be charging them in the back. Maybe I'll even charge the Imperial Knights into the back. Yeah, I think the deep guard need to be dealt with by Imperial Knights. I don't think the light cavalry isn't going to really do it. And then, yeah, let's see. Charge these guys in the back. These guys in the back of these guys, and then this in the side, this in the side. We'll see how this goes. Hoping that I can rout everyone. I kind of clicked the Imperial Knights by accident. Oh well. Rout. Let's see, can these guys rout these guys? Yep, they should. Nice. And they're still in. It's really unlucky. Let's see, luckily these guys have got a lot of defense as well, the swordsmen. Oh well, that was to be expected for them to rout. Now let's have the Imperial Knights do the job, because I know that they will definitely be able to do it. Additional power when they charge in, I think. Yeah, charge bonus plus 2 power. There we go, that's what I wanted to see. And then, yeah, my lord is just slowly chipping away at these dwarf veterans. They got really good morale because of dwarf veterans, so it'll take a while to get rid of them. Same with the deep guard as well. Really good morale. Saved their break test on a double one. Very, very lucky. That's for sure. Yeah, they should be routing soon. There's no way they can come back from this, can they? No, they can't. Yeah, these Imperial Swords got really good defense now after upgrading them a few times. Got Deep Guard finally routed. And yeah, that's GG. Nice. Victory. Act 2 boss completed. Difficulty level 5. Very close in certain parts of the game. And in other parts of the game wasn't so close. Like, yeah, probably the closest we came was with that Vatmen, whatever, faction when they had, you know, the 3 flamers and, you know, a bunch of abominations and the Alpha Vatkin as well. So yeah, cannon didn't do as well as I would have hoped, but it did get rid of the enemy cannons, so paid for itself by getting rid of another cannon. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.